Aquaba. I started this remotely, trying to see if this device works. Aquaba. I had to go for my appeal. Especially when you have ulterior motives and your personal interest, like creating your own political career. You need to be addressed. Aquaba. Can't pepper moi. Oh, you what? JMA. Yes, we need you moi. Oh, yeah, you fear bay. Yes, no. Walk on my hunter. Eba. Aquaba. Jenny. Aquaba. Oh, baby, Ara. Mpacha muntie new release no. So one yeah, you heard it here first. Carry weight. Give Mamudu Baumia. Give Mamudu Baumia. Elephant. Baba. say bo here. Mungo. Carry weight. Trogi bamudu bawomya trogi. Trogi bamudu bawomya trogi. Trogi bamudu bawomya. Elephant, reach your back with no fear water. Baba, 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 chopping kunim, baba, bawomya, chopping kunimo. Chopping kunim, obedi adieno. Chopping kunim, you see na me yo. Mr. Milan say we come from you. Ba ba ba. Akwaba. Akwaba. Trogis. Trogis mama do bawomya trogis. Yeah, kwa anymore. Ba ba ba. Ba ba. Ba ba ba. Chopping kunimo. Chopping kunim is born to ai. Government good, freedom good, progress come happy. Country is a good way. Márïë nebo munjinu. For consenti. Mezmusa bosom na makasaman. Who be a bro? Ba ba ba. Okay. Akwa babiem. In a little bit, we go inside the office. Then
I was driving my car. As soon as I got to that spot, started checking, right? And
then we can have the conversation. Being fair, the new graduate, Mrs. Màríe Amakwabwedu, Queen of Political Commentary, Ghana's Nancy Pelosi, incoming independent candidates for some name in Màríė. One friend of mine be some questions. One country there, Alomo blogger Maland. Akwabo. Oh. How? Okay. Akwaba. More few. Ebi ampede enhwe. When people question why, people are sending me two very senseless questions, but I have the patience of a fool to deal with these fuckers. Obi no question you there. So I am pada Mr. Ken aza why ininya. Abazintina sisi am supporting to support Baumia. Second damn question in there. Abazintina Missy won jail on Crawford. I renew a webu so concern ye busy. Moshazi be merba. Oh. Eh. Impo. One. Work time na. Mabana papa. Kennedy Japan. Na nu yin come or can day. Asambody be there. Asam no obadan treason na. Dama brain na mabana papa kadama saman. Nan Crawford P. Were advocate there. Treason na was a tono donazi or sondodo. Na one fa caterpillar, one fun kokun mpatakao. Do you remember that time when Kennedy Japan goofed and said when the accounts meet the airways, you know what he said? He was arrested, then BNI, Bureau of National Investigation. If you are honest to yourself, you remember that the current former president, who is also the flag bearer for the main opposition, the NDC, John Dramani Mahama, when institutions and individuals were pleading for Kennedy Japan's leniency, even though they were going to have justice served, we were pleading for leniency. We were asking that they tempered justice with mercy. So it was said that Opacho, this is like to kill an ant. The analogy came that to kill an ant, you don't need to use a caterpillar, which means when Ken was charged with treason, it was just too much for what he has said. What did John Mahama say to that effect? John Mahama said, there are some ants or even mosquitoes who are so problematic that it is necessary to use a caterpillar, a whole caterpillar, to kill an ant. Referring to Kennedy Japan. Two things in there. One, he confirmed how mighty Kennedy Japan is by himself. He is the third force by himself. And two, the fact that these motherfuckers need to be dealt with as though even if their crimes were as tiny as the mosquitoes, we were going to crush them with caterpillars. Why do I say so? Oliver, in fact, Olivia na fatan. Oliver Vaomo. He is very dangerous. Why do I say so? Let's watch. Don't let's lose sight of the fact that he already had been charged with the same thing Ken was charged with. He's only on bail. Oliver, he's only out on bail. And in case you very little brain human beings who don't know the crap that you are talking about, you are just out here sending out stupidity. Just so you know, no judge in this country called Ghana is going to have any reason to give Oliver Vaomo or Mausevo Vamawo bail just because currently he is on bail for his first stupidity. So he is not eligible for any other freaking bail. So if you are wise, you would not have ever followed a crook like Oliver. So you deserve to be in jail, and all of you are a threat because you form that organization called Democracy Hub, and you are a bunch of problems. So I am still advocating that you motherfuckers should be kept in jail. Oliver, he's a big issue. Yeah, can say he's on bail. And so under no freaking circumstance will any judge in their right senses want to go against the judicial system and the laws of this land and give a crook, a tyrant, a terrorist, a coup plotter like Oliver 1 second to breathe. Everything he's doing, everything he's portraying to be sick is a lie. And if he would die, let him. After all, according to Ralph, the wise fellow Ghanaian, in fact, police, if you can intensify and find a way of getting him to be and you revolutionary yes, you are almost silent revolution. I'm watching you. Mon chichi home in free of him. A day and a bessy. A day and a bacoso. Almost the ano crown that so justify. Say, ye be anke, bra. Who to me were prison where me a 100 feet talk. Who one day you? Why your boa, why your problem? Why no Nimians and Obeka could the Oliver Echi? Obia. Or that's so what problem with her buying. Now you people came there just to make sure you infuriate the A so that they would probably who can say it's a better outro kwasia. The sort of mayhem a see and someone international international recognition. Who can say being a Jimmy Dia Muye? Jimmy Fu also, yeah. Kwasia. Abua, what you wish is what you wish for, wouldn't me? Ain't you no mudemuno? Kwasia bisa, or see any ya mua. No, Nimi, Nami will crow him 1 to 7, to me to 7, named she. Kwasia fu. Mamma, me shall dear. And you answer, send me and person Becca who asked him. Mama. Okay, I said, Mutine Muane etu. Monchi amuni na munyamu demuno. One jail one. Girl now see on yemuna on yemuno. Muya muantino. Muni say it is dangerous, and that means that we should applaud Ghana police for being able to single such crooks out. Kwasia. Okay, say woo na ye be hwe won ho de ebu man. Ye na ati so. Ibi we dey top. Muntie ha.
Na why na ka sa sabi? The former president
Muntie.
Na why na ka sa sabi? The former president John Dramani Mama. Papa ni refin ho. Ono obi a waka de. Enti binim de anti Ghana fo be dwene sa obi a won kaya de e be sa de tumi ahye ne sa.
See that.
Ne de mama na won kaya de Now crom attention bank crab on unimwa. Obey the hene. 2012. Tian Commando 2012. Kennedy was in Japan.
Me and me baby
daddy. Yeah, but they Tiama fast. Kennedy was in Japan. 2012. What can some work from her? Members of a cadio.
Nyansenti.
Police if one chain one. A man for a patch. Not your woman painting. Dear work of one more Fracunaso. Sometime John Dramani Mahama. Now you're the Vice President of the Republic. Dear work of one cabino. As some work, you know, Sabi, Kaka, one car, one Mekao. And this is Vice President are not to Kroma. Will be a casam, assuming sir, and your papa.
The greatest.
No one your man paying a water Cunaso.
The
I want to be at a mouse. Now, me funny crazy. What about trust someone paying? Now, what was a vice president? Not man paying that they are patrol and your money pana waka someone enge. Now, what can Sabi? I want from Franta and I want Tom and I want Tatia. Sabi, nya caterpillar near the one Yahama and the Dukuno. The former president John Dramani Mahama Swaka and he said, Sir Abuabi and Tom Tom, Abuabi and Tom Tom, why a distractive? Why Abuawa had dinner? Yeah, the caterpillar, bulldozer, and the Bukuno. Etumpine. Na Nipa Kasa Semuya.
Wasumwa?
Nirafio 2012, no vice president. Nirafi. Obia Fuma, ya Pachono, Kasam Fee, Kasam Chi, insult, politics of insult. Mampani Mahama, Nanum, Efriba. Etumpine. But I'll come here, then you refin home. And to make kindness at 2012, the Awakayano, and the Hokano. 2015, demonstration Kosuo Kroma, let my vote count for. Now, I will say a woman is at Nigeria, your chin is near the brim the pow, 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 pow. Mampani Mahama, or now Mampani. Then I'll come. Now you're Mampani, then I'll come. And so, see, your chin is near the Guni Paso, I will chrome her. Obiam Lotte. Let my vote count for no, or Mam Lotte Quine. Or man, she said, Wama. Baku Cram Pegan and said, You will be at him. And so, Sabi, you do now you're Mampani, certain president. Who any ding, no one yaji, who wants them, who whiskey. Etumpine. This I said, democracy harbor for no. 7 previous are dying on me. That is the most important thing. Etumpine. Some democracy halfway, Vomawo, and an Crofway, blockade quine 37. Nanyansanim, Utan Yansanim, Uba blockade quine, baby a hospital, so I will be Yadia, transferred in the Panabecono, what could blockade quine. Now, a crab could be a Jawa, Cradiana air time. 107.3. Now, why Nakasasami, the former president John Dramani Mama, Papa Ruffin home, or no be our cardiac. And to be the anti Ghana for Bajanisa, will be a one Kayadi, ever signed to Yashanisa.
Somebody.
Near the Mama, no Kayadi, no chrome attention, bank crab on Unimwa, obey the 2012, Tian Commando 2012.
I had the
Kennedy was in Japan.
Me baby daddy.
Yeah, but they Tiama fast. Kennedy was in Japan. 2012. What can some work from her? Members of a cadio.
Yeah, that was it.
Police if one chain one. A man for a patch. Not your woman painting. Dear work of one more Fracunaso. Sometime John Dramani Mahama. Now you're the Vice President of the Republic. Dear work of one cabino, and some work, you know, Sabi, Kaka, one car, one Mekao.
Kano.
And this is Funti.
No, yet,
Vice President are not to Kroma. Will be a casam, assuming that, and your papa. No one your man paying a water Cunaso. I'm a 50 at a mouse. Now, me funny crazy. What about trust someone paying? Now, what was a vice president? Not man paying that they are patrol, and your money pana waka someone enge. Now, what can Sabi? I want from Franta, and I want Tom Tom, and I want Tatia. Sabi, nya caterpillar near the one Yahama, and the Dukuno. The former president John Dramani Mahama Swaka and he said, Sir Abuabi and Tom Tom, Abuabi and Tom Tom, why a distractive? Why Abuawa had dinner? Yeah, the caterpillar, bulldozer, and the Bukuno. Etumpine.
John Mahama na kai Jimmy Semsa efa Kennedy Japan Kennedy Japan no mo etumi ase ebu ne ho aye leader enough abeka se onumpo after sa kwasi asem we Mahama kan 2012 ansa o 2012 kwasi asem Mahama kafa kan huni ansa Ken ba beka Tracy Buachi asem no enso Ken mo no kan sa kwasi asem we fa ne ho no Ken mo etumi aba abeka se onumpo afom John Mahama or see send tuntum bi wo ho na se oye destructive e wo se de caterpillar ne kunu ntim microphone me see mun jelly omo ye di bulldozer and ye di bedi asem we mun jelly omo we will justify it with John Mahama's analogy and wisdom or se Ken senano afumpa ye fa caterpillar nyam no because oye destructive. Kwasi abi se vowo mo monim how destructive he is montwe meba there's another one that we ought to see, so wait for me. Meba I didn't make sure no akwashe tree. Meanwhile, I need to play it. Akwa ababiem. Steve Màríė. Màríė. All I'm saying is that, Steve, all I'm saying is that Kennedy or Canada bang anyway 2016, right? But not 2012. John Mahama to me I can say Kennedy Japan or ye ntontoma or ye destructive dia. And yomo fa caterpillar nkuno. And how dare they come and question Oliver now or no so the same treason when he didn't know no Canadian no a pending no. I was in a quacotum no ba. Steve Màríė. Nyansa ni ba ku 14 nti me da se patro mo yentie ye nua nyansa ni Paul Adomotri e wo Oliver Vawo mo why mesi oye dangerous no me patro mo ntie Màríė beba aba dinano abesi kusibu atin ho afro friend and boy your friend Kevin Taylor beba be can the same thing muntie Paul Adomotri e wo assembly ho nti
to Oliver. So this is Oliver. So get the name right. He said he's now called under Fix the Country. His name under Fix the Country, or he's known by this name throughout the Fix the Country campaign process as Oliver Vomaho. Okay. He's the same person here, Oliver Vomaho, and this is here in his revolutionary appearance, which I think he likes the best. And these days he adds society to his name, which is okay. So he's here, Oliver Vomaho. Okay, now to this letter. Okay, so this is a single letter. So I put it down so that you see it. It's a letter dated 29th March 2013. Incidentally, 29th March is the birthday of President Akufo-Addo, as we all know, and we're all anticipating a big birthday next week. for the president. So that's 29th March, just caught my attention. Just to say, so 29th March 2013, it was Akufo-Addo's birthday, incidentally. And this is a letter that is coming from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs to the Office of President John Dramani Mahama. It's a letter from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs coming to President Mahama. It says as follows. It's the title. Request for secondment. Okay, so have a look at this. Let me put it on in a bigger way so you can see it. So this is the letter. I'll come back to it in a minute. So this is the details of the letter. Request for secondment of foreign service officer to the office of the president. So what it means is that the person being discussed here is a foreign service officer. That means he works with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. And the letter will show that he's an A5 officer. That's where usually they start graduates from. Graduates who go to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs starts at A5. You do well, you get to A4. You do better, you get to A3. You get to A2. You get to A1. And then you become ambassador. That's the ranking at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. A5, A4, sometimes it can take you 12 years from A5 to A4, depending on your performance. Some people come in at A5 and then they shoot them straight to A2. A1 is a very important position because that means after that you will be called ambassador by rank, which is the highest ranking foreign service official. They are called ambassadors. So with that information, let's get on. Request for a secondment of foreign service officer to the office of the president. It says, I have the honor to refer to your letter. Data so the numbers so of 28th March. So he wrote on 28th March. On 29th March, he got a response. Of 28th March 2013, concerning the above subject, and to inform you that, now hear this, to inform you that Mr. Mawuse Ho Vomaho, Foreign Service Officer A5, Foreign Service Officer A5, will report to your office on 1st April 2013 as requested. Accept, sir, the assurances of our highest regard. So, Dr. Atuguba, when he was secretary to the president, wrote to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs to bring Oliver Vomaho to his office, to come and work in his office. He was executive secretary to the president. President Mahama was president. They wrote a letter to Foreign Affairs. Bring, what's the name again? His name is Mawuse Ho Vomaho, A5 officer. He should report to the office of the president to work there. The letter is signed. Okay, let's see whether the signatories are here. Okay, so there are the signatories. The letter is signed for the Minister of Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration. At that time, it will be Hannah Tete. And it's signed by Messi Deborah Kakari, Mrs., who is the Director of Administration. And it's gone to the Executive Secretary, Office of the President, Osu Castle, Accra. Attention is Mr. Kizito Balance, who probably was a secretary in Dr. Atuguba's office. But the letter is going to the Executive Secretary, Office of the President. Now, the letter says, in response to what Atuguba requested, that the Minister of Foreign Affairs has the honor referring to the letter concerning the subject. And the subject is request for secondment of Foreign Service Officer to the office of the president. So, my concern is that Vomaho knows Atuguba very, very well. Why didn't they tell us? Why didn't Vomaho in all his public expressions tell us that, I used to work in President Mahama's office, so I know him well. Dr. Atuguba brought me from Foreign Affairs to work there. He really should have told us. I think it's dishonest that he didn't tell us. Because you are carrying out a public campaign. You are carrying out Fix the Country campaign. So you sit in England, you type Fix the Country on the social media, people jump to it. You don't tell us that you were part of the old government. You don't tell us that you were a foreign service officer and you were asked to come and work in President Mahama's office. So President Mahama knows Vomaho very, very well. Dr. Atuguba knows Vomaho very, very well. Why are they pretending that they don't know him? Why didn't they tell us? Why didn't Vomaho himself tell us that this is where I'm coming from, but this is what I think? It doesn't matter where he's coming from. It doesn't matter whether he's NDC, but he has to disclose to us that all of the things the country I'm doing, I have a political background. My political background is that I was working in the office of President John Dramani Mahama, recommended to come to that office from a secondment from the Foreign Affairs by Dr. Raymond Atuguba. He should have done that. And that's why we are putting this out, so that everyone will see that this is what we're dealing with. Brilliant guy, no doubt about that. But this is what we are dealing with. He failed to disclose to us that he was working in President Mahama's office from 2013. It doesn't show when he left. Atuguba himself left in 2015. Our research shows that he also left after Dr. Atuguba left. He went to England. Then 2017 comes, election is lost. Then 2020 comes, election is lost. And then he puts up something that I am doing physics, and he calls himself Osaje Fon. You clearly have a political background, and maybe he has a political bias as well.
Yes.
That we can't
Just
say.
like
I can't
Márïe.
say whether he has a political bias or not, but it's a very, very good, big suggestion that he may have a political bias. All of that is still no problem, but disclose to us. That's why in corporate they'll say that you have to disclose your interest, declare your interest. So disclose to us that I do have a political background. I had worked in the office of President Mahama, but I'm not NDC. I don't think NDC. I don't think central leftist. I don't think anything. But I worked in President Mahama's office. He should have given us that. Why does Dr. Tuguba and others talk about face the country as if they don't know the guy? They don't know him. President Mahama knows him. All the people who work in President Mahama's office, they know Vomaho. He's their man. They asked Foreign Affairs to bring him from Foreign Affairs to work in the office of President Mahama. If you are not of the MPP political philosophy, they will not take you to go and work in the office of President Akufo-Addo. It's not going to happen. The people who work in President Akufo-Addo's office as principal people, apart from those who are civil servants, his principal people, secretary to the president, deputy chief of staff, researchers in the office, social media people, they all agree with Akufo-Addo's political philosophy. That's why they are there. So if you are Vomaho, in the past he used to be called what? Mause. Mause. No, where's the name? Where's the letter? In the past he used to be called Mause. Yeah, it's there. Mause Ho Vomaho. Now he's Oliver Baka Vomaho. So it's Mause Ho Vomaho. That sounds like a Jalukope. Oh, is this a Jalukope? I think it's Jalukope. That sounds to me like Jalukope. So that's a Mause Ho Vomaho. And he's now Oliver Baka Vomaho. Nothing, no problem about that. But he has to tell us that, Chief, this is where I'm coming from. I am coming from the office of President Mahama. I was working for Dr. Tuguba. I have been away for 2-3 years. I think that we should fix the country. That's okay. We can engage the conversation. But he has to tell us the truth about his background. Because the messenger is important. The message is important. But context is far more important. I'll say that again. The messenger is important. The message is important, but context is far more important. So Oliver Vomaho's context is that he used to work in the office of President Mahama. And who is President Mahama? President Mahama is one of the key fundamental protagonists in this republic relating to political leadership. There are two protagonists, and there have been two protagonists since 2012. President Mahama and President Akufo-Addo have been the two protagonists for political leadership. If Vomaho is doing something like fix the country, which potentially could inure to the benefits of President Mahama, because he is not in office, Vomaho must tell us that I worked for President Mahama before. He should tell us. That he didn't tell us is dishonest. That Atuguba doesn't tell us is dishonest. So he writes something on Facebook, he's incarcerated, Atuguba makes a speech, and he talks about the same coup, in almost in support of Vomaho. But he doesn't tell us that there's a clear nexus that links the two of them, that they work together. They probably are political friends. They probably have the same political philosophy. This will lead us to suggest that Vomaho may be working with a bias. We don't have any evidence to conclude that, but we have sufficient material to suggest it, that he may be working with a bias towards President Mahama, because he worked in President Mahama's office before. That is who Mause is. This is Mause. This is Mause Oliver Baka Vomaho. Mause Ho Oliver Vomaho. That's him. He removed the Mause. He says Oliver Baka. It's Mause. Yeah, it's Mause. We know him. Mause. Yes. They should tell me what Mause means. Mao is God, by the way. So Mause. He's Mause. He's Mause. So, Mr. Mause,
thank you.
We know who you are. Go on with your campaign, no problem. We have to build this country. Or if you choose your favorite words, we have to fix this country. We have been doing that forever. We have to do it. But disclose the context who you are. Are you doing it for political advantage for your friends because they're in opposition? Is that why you are doing it? Tell us if that's why you are doing it.
Muntio. And then I see me bebo. Márïë, me who saw the scene in this to say. Obe bo enyoma kenaka is it now from this side of the fence sounds extremely controversial and contradictory per what he had said previously, especially during the primaries. And yes, I am not here to be the spokesperson for Ken Camp, but I have been blessed to chance upon words from this same wise Màríe, and I am slightly baffled. Yes, we video na me boy no anini.
Na wo dey tata wo mo. Nam say na why na ka sa asemi the former president John Dramani Mama papa ni refi no ho. Ono obi a wo ka de. Enti binim de anti Ghana fo be dwene sa obi a won ka ya de e be sa ni tumi ahye ne sa.
It's a mosquito.
Ya de mama na won ka ya de.
To be killed.
Na ukrom atentem ben krabo na unimu a.
That's the video. Let me go on because I have a lot to discuss this morning. Now, Màríe Amayehu Ken the level of hypocrisy by playing a lot of Ken ni videos. And sanon so mama yentie we eno me dia akoto me reels so. Mama yentie we. This is August 24th, 2012. Ena international interview John Dramani Mahama. Muntie asemo okai about the Electoral Commission at that time. This is August 24th, 2012. I've posted it on my reels. I've blasted it everywhere.
Someone might call a sort of political photo finish. It was simply too close to call. Looking ahead to December, do you sincerely think if you were to talk to us from the deepest better part of the bottom of your Ghanaian heart and soul?
From the deepest part of your Ghanaian soul and heart, bet me I can no cry train about election ya ebasuya. Untia Samuel John Mahama Kai.
But you are going to have an election that is free, fair, transparent, and credible. I have said that probably this election we're going to have is going to be the best election ever we've had so far. And as President of the Republic, I pledge and guarantee that we will do everything to ensure that the will of the people is what carries eventually. We'll make sure that there's security, there's stability, so that people are able to go out and vote and express their will. Ghana has an electoral commission that has very great credibility, and I think that the electoral commission has what it takes to be able to conduct a transparent, free and fair election, and government will support the electoral commission to be able to do just that. Well, you heard him.
Mepacho, John Mahama no kase no. Osi, Ghana, we have an EC that has what it takes to run a transparent, free and fair elections. And I wanted the Orca. Good morning. Wanted the Orca. What's it, the Orca? Okay. Now, we are not in the government in power. Them time no you know John Mahama or your NDC. They were going to do everything to support the EC. Senanado, no, I Dr. Baumia, what can that work over ECCC or Bacade? Oziji Mensa, Instra. I really like you, yellow color, but hope it's not for Afafranto. Oh, hell no. Hell no. Hell no. Hell to the no. No. Oh, hell no. John Mahama na kasa no. O se Ghana ye easy no 2012. It was credible. It had great credibility. And they had what it took to run a transparent, free and fair election. Who is asking you? Who gives a fuck what will make you happy? Who say ye Ethiopia? The only thing that will make you happy is forensic. Now, who gives a fuck about what you want and what? Who say Ethiopia? Who can say hey, yenti ukese? Oh yale. Muntie.
The last time we had an election, it sort of ended in what someone might call a sort of political photo finish. It was simply too close to call. Looking ahead to December, do you sincerely think, if you were to talk to us from the deepest, better part of the bottom of your Ghanaian heart and soul, that you are going to have an election that is free, fair, transparent, and credible? I have said that probably this election we're going to have is going to be the best election ever we've had so far. And as President of the Republic, I pledge and guarantee that we will do everything to ensure that the will of the people is what carries eventually. We'll make sure that there's security, there's stability, so that people are able to go out and vote and express their will. Ghana has an electoral commission that has very great credibility, and I think that the electoral commission has what it takes to be able to conduct a transparent, free and fair election, and government will support the electoral commission to be able to do just that. Well, you heard him.
We are doing the shame. So what you say? We are doing the same.
It's about to go down because and what's it to prove which Ghana for say, and you see that. Media where I think I come in very strong, where my skill set comes in very strong, and they say the hardcore MPP people don't vote MPP, the hardcore NDC people will vote NDC, but the swing voters no. The reason why and they must maintain MPP and break the 8, you know. In due course, whose
voice is this? Whose voice is that? I
just went back home.
That's all I
just have to go back home. 80 million MPP for Baba. Munya ba prodigal daughter. Me anam koye. Me ama me say amra me mapa baby through UK. Me say me anam koye basabo. Se waba trans.
Màríe, who dey to me koye? Signed by 22nd January just last year. Me anam koye koye maba. Muni choice. Mu baje me prodigal daughter. Hwan. Ba Canada Japan dey own to me. Oh, what more bo. Sister, how do you enter when you answer someone?
I just went back home. That's all I know. I just had to go back home. 80 million MPP for Baba. Munya ba prodigal daughter. Me anam koye. Me ama me say amra me mapa baby through UK. Me say me anam koye basabo. Se waba trans. Na ya ni enyum say wonche. Na ye nim say wonche because you catch na wo. You can't want it. But na ye nim say de ye nyina ye nim no wa wo kwa ba ko hu so I no as knowing who you are no one have samba ampa 2 years me koye masamba. Enti no mesre MPP for Bibi bia me kaye, bibi bia me ye, mumu bi no mo ya, manti asie. Because I'm now obi catch them or say MPP for the bi no mo ya unforgive. No, you will have to forgive me because we need to revive the party and keep going, keep life moving. We have an election to win. We have the age to break. Ain't you know, maba. That is not to say me baby NDC for
Màríe.
You know,
we have an
NDC for us. Some me work for NDC for. And what am I catching?
2023.
NDC near ready. In my opinion, I have always wanted to see because I'm now obi catch them or say MPP for the bi no me unforgive. No, you will have to forgive me because we need to revive the party and keep going, keep life moving.
Màríe. They have forgiven Ken. Ken has also forgiven the MPP and everybody who insulted him or did something in any diverse way to hurt him. They have forgiven themselves and they have moved on because they have an election to win and the 8th to break. Wumpo. Màríe, wumpo. Wumpo. Just a year ago, this was what you were singing. Tie wo.
8th to break. Ain't you know, maba. That is not to say me baby DNDC for. You said yeah, as knowing who you are, the one have a samba. 2 years me call my samba. And you know, Mestre MPP4. Bibi bia me kaye. Bibi bia me ye. Mumu bi no mo ya. Man tiasie. Because I'm right now obi catch them or see MPP4. They be no me unforgiving. No.
When would they now? Dr. Bamiani Samira, Omuko came here after November 4th. Now, more home at the Chin, and come on, Musomuko D. No, Omina catch Omu. Bibi ye can ye, we are. Bibi Senya woo ye no. Sanyan Sanano Munso Omu de Pachiom. Màríe, Sanyan Sanano Omu de Pachiom. So we are hypocrites. Kase.
No, you have to forgive me because we need to revive the party and keep going, keep life moving.
Nasa Màríe, wumpa won't contribute to take fat, won't contribute to dama. Wumpo. What's the one on Fasontia? Was a MPP4? Omonfa with Jimmy and Nancho. What them did won't throw exaggeration, betrayal, dishonesty. Yefani Nancho. Wumpo. Na Kennedy Japan, according to you, or no try MPP Fruma with $3 million. Wouldn't you see a womb? Ono na any on fine che yankwe Miss Màríe no webu ba makasa
to break ain't you know maba. That is not to say me baby DNDC for tem maname be you know NDC for some me work for NDC for and one of my catch them NDC near ready in my opinion common near ready. I have always, you know, for some time now, and I've been saying it in my videos. Those who watch me, they know. I have been saying it that NDC needs to stay in opposition one more time for them to really get it. Because NDC4 don't get it. Trust me, NDC4 they don't get it. When you're ready, NDC4 you're ready. NDC4 with a revenge kind of attitude. You see, because I've made some beautiful friends in NDC.
No,
and there are some amazing in Pennyfour where NDC one more combat me move Ghana forward, but the machinery na edi womachino, machinery in your papa. Machinery na edi womachino, and your papa. What the Ghana show woman sama MYN Bakupu say. It's the MPP. Yes. Honorable lunch and I take Ebu Batenchiai.
Achia emuye.
Ebu Batenchiai.
Achia.
Mumi initially, I catch my husband, Miss Odo, idea where I am a yapa, but wouldn't be. And this is where I have to learn to separate emotions and attachment and BBA and look at the bigger picture. And the bigger picture is my Ghana.
Màríe, you don't think Sir Ken there he's looking at the bigger picture? You don't think Sir Ken de Japan there he's looking at the bigger picture? Anything I'll say, near see a primaries in me, Chino. The wisest thing to do is to join my party. I'm a party boy. Is to stay loyal because me can't say it was free and fair. Can you want to mean can ya woo kicking? But I bet me Jimmy na we are no delete account no. Send ya Mrs. AB political news we delete no. Na we didn't trash as if phobia. Màríe. This is
what the assemblyman no more if I'm correct. I'm saying so by
Muntie.
The Ghana show woman sama MYN Bakupu say kind of attitude. You see, because I've made some beautiful friends in NDC. And there are some amazing in Pennyfour where NDC one more combat me move Ghana forward, but the machinery na edi womachino, machinery in your papa.
Màríe, patrol machinery no. From January 2023. EBCN machinery na edi omwechina sesana. The same machinery. But who was saying back say it is the best alternative for you. But you think Kennedy Japan cannot choose.
di wo chi no enye papa mo de Ghana hye wo monsam a emwaye ba ko pose enti the MPP yes ana honorable Alanchere Martin Kayen ebu batenchiai ebu batenchiai mummy empeja yemu initially na eya meka cha me husband me so odo ade we eya me ya pa but who nim bibi. And this is where I have to learn to separate emotions and attachment and bibia and look at the bigger picture.
Sana Kennedy Japan, so I had dispassionate. Now I separate bibia. No, see the alternative is scary, ain't you know? He's going to go for the wise MPP. But this time, media, because it made sense to you, no. Now I am what hallelujah,
and the bigger picture is on my Ghana. President Mahama. The assemblyman, no more if I'm correct, MCS, why you be paying, member of parliament, why you be paying, president, vice president, why you be paying, president, and Kasakasa, why you be paying. And the president Mahama, so one son, may president, Bioma, Sabi, me to me, the minister of Hanesa, and Shada Hanesa, NDC Nubia, and President Mahama over, because NDC Nubia, and that alone is a concern.
Márïe, thanks for the confirmation. Said they don't have the men. And now, Uba MPP, when you more hunty one casa, Ababi or Bakade, Efizi, NDC, they suddenly have the men, but John Mahama or anybody. According to you, you are confirming what Mahama said. Says, and you papa be NDC man Kawamba, Kore.
MPP, Abaya ye baby, elections, ya woman baby flag bearing. Oh, yes, so but 17 say, there be MCS woman 17 paying. But look at what we do at the moment. What you see? Kennedy Japan, Mr. Alanchere Martin, Boache Jako, Dr. Baumia, a fine kusingi. What we do? Osha NDC. Obiansha Daniel. Obiansha Daniel after President Mahama. What you see? And so for me, you know, I've had to really think long and hard and do my best to detach whatever emotion I'm Benyama, President Mahama, whatever attachment I'm Benyama, no. I've had to think very long and hard and find it within me to detach and look at the bigger picture. Because it's not like Undibida. We're dealing in Ebida. We're dealing in Ebida. So for me, you know, the question now is, how do we move the country forward? What's your say? And make no mistake. And I say, make no mistake. There are people within the MPP who can move the country forward. President Akufo-Addo,
thank you, Márïe.
President Akufo-Addo, the same thing na mebeka chere mono. Would they compare UK ha? Keir Starmer, me follow Keir Starmer. Me a Labour ni, I'm campaigning for Keir Starmer, Labour Party. But sa subaya bi NDC for subaya wo mukurei. Subaya bi na Labour for da na di waha. And na British public a keep Labour in opposition 13 years this year. Me prame to abati ya Labour.
Omu betwa.
David Cameron amreso. Ase me taka chere mo mi video. 13 years and I'm a Labour asset. Because complacency is setting in.
Márïe, what two about against Labour? No, no one was saying I call Labour. I call Boa na Kennedy Japan there. Or you busu during primaries. Was it what home I said or that's what in the party? Yeah, fle.
Are you complacent? And this is for a sense of entitlement to be 8 years. But sadly, and we need to break it to my Ghana. But sadly, and I say both NDC and MPP. But then you had the opportunity. You could have broken the 8. NDC was in power in 2016. You could have broken the 8 then. But it turns out you could not even collate your figures. Now, say if I start now, according to Fifi Kwete, collation of election results is an issue. Who has time for this? What is the guarantee? What is the guarantee? Said they are going to be able to collect the figures for you adequately in 2024.
Ayo.
If 2020 machine to me crashing after 5 regions, and according to Fifi Kwete, Yamanam Kayo, and Fifi Kwete na Kay, and a mumpe question Bizentia. According to Fifi Kwete, no, a historical or say from Bayer 204. And NDC, I was a problem na ABC. And on a general mosquito. Tired no say enough is enough. Mama menko shia de ni. And obe catch Ghana phone na. What is more guarantee for 2024? Say finally move to me quality.
When you be?
Now say abronya lady be audio WhatsApp and your TikTok and you maybe na quality obi di be breme. NDC. And her argument was political parties are not mandated to collate figures. Now me say no problem. You are right. Political parties are not mandated to collate figures. What the upper 2024 main collate? Everything, and I thought to myself, you know what? There's a place called home. I'm going back home. I'm going back home.
Mary, we won't ya caprema MPP. We'll step grandfather auntie. There's somewhere called home. How do I follow you? Danny, baby, I won't want a plus sign. No, Ebeka say bomb way, so Ebeka say me picture no so Ebeka say follow. Now I follow. Why? Muntie Märïë. Danny would DM me metro. Or see, there is somewhere called home. So I went home. Can you Japan or wait? You know when you catch on say I'm a party boy. I believe Märïë is sick. Me donyami odanka. Ono no kasa January last year. Nenuma semni. Ose mama yen fa aba no ma NDC da because omo ba be revenge. Muntie no ba ono sa girl we a o kan sem fun won ebusua ho kan kwasi asem fa kan ho try mu petition because no gina NDC ono sign to me by be kan say afa di ono wa kofie we hu say Jimmy de na oye no we say NDC for mu nya correct we so mu incompetent ni we nyina nti wase aba MPP ye fa ne born in China na omo nje no back in the Japan de chale muntie
Sebio, no matter how bad the MPP is, I don't have 50 no matter how bad MPP has become today, me make a hobby and then Sebi President Kufuado abaying a one chere.
Thank you. One dream, sir.
That's all I know. I just have to go back home. 80 million no MPP for bye bye.
One dream, sir. Ken dear or Kahuntina MPP Mutumika say Ken Crabbe can't say Ken Crabbe can't say.
How do we move the country forward?
Márïë.
What's your say? And make no mistake. And I say make no mistake. There are people within the MPP who can move the country forward. President Akufo-Addo President Akufo-Addo the same thing na mebeka kire mono. What they compare UK ha? Keir Starmer, me follow Keir Starmer. Me a Labour ni. I'm campaigning for Keir Starmer, Labour Party. But sa subaya bi NDC for subaya wo mu kurei. Subaya bi na Labour for dan edi wa ha. And na British public e keep Labour in opposition 13 years this year. Me kura me to abati ya Labour. David Cameron amreso. Ase me taka che
Labour. Obianka say again na wase akọ
Labour aseta. Because complacency is setting in. NDC for are you complacent? NDC for a sense of entitlement to be 8 years. But sadly, we need to break it to our mind, Ghana. But sadly, then I say both NDC and MPP. But then you had the opportunity. You could have broken the 8. NDC was in power in 2016. You could have broken the 8 then. But it turns out you could not even collate your figures.
Yo.
Now, say, if I start now, according to Fifi Kwete, collation of election results is an issue. Who has time for this?
Nobody.
Now, who NDC near who tell me? What is the guarantee? What is the guarantee? Say they are going to be able to collate the figures for you adequately in 2024.
Zero.
If 2020, machine to me crash after 5 regions. And according to Fifi Kwete, according to Fifi Kwete, no, historical or say from Bayer 204 and NDC, I was a problem na ABC. And on a tie general mosquito, a tie no say enough is enough. Mama menko shia de ni and obe catch Ghana phone na. What is more guarantee for 2024? Say finally move to me quality. I say I bro lady be audio WhatsApp and my TikTok and maybe na circulate obi di be breme. Ms why NDC ni. And her argument was political parties are not mandated to collate figures. Now me say no problem. You are right. Political parties are not mandated to collate figures. What the upper 2024 men collate everything, and I thought to myself, you know what? There's a place called home. I'm going back home.
Márïe.
I'm going back home. Sebio, no matter how bad the MPP is, I don't know if no matter how bad MPP has become today, me make a hobby and then Sebi President Kufuado by in a one channel.
Márïe. So when we say what can who be? And a President Kufuado aban ne ho kire no. Because we kasama ne try. Now we will say for that reason, you person we back ho. Now we correct ya. Ken to me yeah.
2021 election petition time me control what Dr. Baumia the post the BSC 2021 election petition time me control say yes we am better ni. Aha, because that time
2021
but it's from free party
2021 Osi okotra Dr. Baumia poster say omu NDC for so omu peteni because that time no na ogidi say oye NDC ni which goes to say just NDC for omu pentafo, right? Okay, me fancy how me go inside me won Uncrophobia was a mintia or mocha and a Monday. And she said, "Yeah, Messiah by life area. Kindly join me." But Mama Màríe, who said, "You know, she's more of a hypocrite than Kennedy Japan. And we need her to answer certain things for us. And if she doesn't answer, it's not mandatory. But on who say, Senior no, or to me, good, good MPP, good, no, or famuna who no sign to me can't say what back. Or see engine is if we say a one and fool my one, Sana Ken so no didn't see catch tree MPP according to Ono Marino, or no so see what's not MPP. Hypocrite be wa high no. Intimidate part 2 beba semiti uncle for career. Love you guys.